That's me. What inspired your name? Actually, a DMT experience that I had. So, a few years ago, I would say probably like 5 years ago, I had this DMT experience where my intention going into that experience was to connect deeply with my lineage that worked with roots that were witches or brujas or whatever. So that was my intention going into that experience. And so when I blasted off, when I did the DMT ceremony, I immediately was in this it was like this black, it was a really dark room, but like I could see the shape of a room was like, it was like a triangle above me, but kind of like a diamond. So like, say you're looking into, if you were inside of a double pointed quartz, if you were standing inside of some shit like that, it looked like, if you look up, it looked like crystal, but it was black. But anyways, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably was in some like tourmaline or something like that, and that's what it felt like. And so I was inside of there, and then these women, they were all standing around me in a circle. It was like probably like 9 women all standing around me in a circle, and they just kept saying, "Who are you? Who are you?" And I was like, I don't fucking know. I'm just sitting, I'm in the middle of the circle, just like really tripping out, just like all these things are going through my mind. And they just kept saying, "Who are you?" And my husband, my partner went on the other side, so I was in a deep trance, so I wasn't here at all, but my body was still here and it was still active. So my husband said I stood up, and I said, "I am the hood Bruja." Those are literally the words that came out of my mouth. I was not conscious at all over here, but I heard myself as well over there say, "I am the hood Bruja," and that's where that name came from. And after that, I've definitely connected deeper with the name because I consider myself to be a child of the hood. At the end of the day, a lot of witches or brujas or practitioners or priestesses, they usually come from a specific background. So you have your voodoos and your hoodoos, and you got your Creole motherfuckers, and they be practicing, they be having traditions that they're like, their lineage is like kind of directly connected to, if you will. And so for me, I know that I'm definitely connected to something. I can't tell you exactly what it is because I wasn't born into this. This was something that I'm figuring out all by myself. But as I journey, I find out that I'm connected to a lot of these cultures. So I'm not just dealing with Santeria, I'm not just dealing with Ifa, I'm not just dealing with voodoo, I'm not just dealing with voodoo, but my being encompasses all of that. And what I connect to deeply, the land that I connect to deeply, would be considered the hood. All of the hoods of LA County, because that's where I live, that's where I grew up at, that's where my communities are, that's where I do my work mainly. And I can connect to anybody in any hood, I feel like, anywhere. If I come to a different state, if I go to Texas, Atlanta, or whatever, if I go to the hood, I know that I'm going to be all right. I know that I'm going to be protected. I know that it's going to be, I'm going to be in a space where I'm loved unconditionally. Because I'm a real genuine person at the end of the day. So my energy is just going to attract that. And with that being said, I practice, I'm a bruja, I'm a witch, whatever, and I practice. And so my practice encompasses all that my ancestors are because I work through my ancestors. At the end of the day, I'm not going to tell you that I'm some high priestess for whatever specific thing, because I'm not. But I do work through my ancestors, all of which who are within me. I'm able to practice through. And so, I just work through divine connection, and that's where my name came from. Kind of a long-winded story. You know, but that's what it is. That's what it is, and that's where it came from, and that's who I am, and that's who I be. Read your comments. Yeah, a black prism. She said, this resonates deeply. I appreciate you sharing this all. I've yet to feel like I can settle in one system of thought and practice. Everything is very intuitive for me in my practice, as it should be, and that's what it is, because people tend to... One of the biggest issues I feel like in the conscious community is that people separate their spiritual being from their livelihood. And so now it's like we're practicing Ifa, but if you really study Ifa, then you'll know that Ifa is a way of life. It's not something that you practice, it's something that you are, it's something that you become, you know. And it's like that with a lot of practices, and people are now, or you know, we live in this age of information where they make shit confusing, and you think that these things are now like religion, or it's, you know, it's something that you gotta go do and somebody has to teach you. And while it's great to have teachers, all of this shit is within you if it's calling to you. So, but yeah, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long, because I could talk about this all day, because the system has been made to divide us at the end of the day, and that's all these things are, because all of this shit works the same. All of this shit is doing the same shit, you know. It's just all about your connection with the divine. It's all about your connection with source. And when you really tap in, then you can really work through any of these systems, as long as you got a connection with your ancestors. So yeah, don't let nobody ever tell you that you can only do this or you can only do that, or don't ever feel like you have to devote yourself to any one specific thing. If you're a melanated being, you are an original person of this earth, not of this reality, you know. Ashe, 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 oh.